Here we are, January, end of January 2020. And right now, if you're listening to this, it's almost impossible to find any masks whatsoever in the N95 standard. So right now, everywhere is sold out of N95 masks because of one thing. We have coronavirus is now hit North America. We don't know much about it right now. We just know China has a big problem. It's starting to hit the US, it's starting to hit Canada. We've just had our first couple cases. And already we can't get N95 masks. The 3Ms are totally sold out. The hand sanitizers are all sold out. It's a little bit crazy right now. And this is only the beginning. But the real part of this video, it's not for fear mongering. It's just that as locksmiths, doorknobs are probably one of the most filthy things out there. Besides, who cares about coronavirus is just one. What about the Norovirus? What about pneumonia? What about flus? It's flu season in North America. And simple things, masks are all good, but then again, these are N95s. It's 95% they pull out the particulates. And yes, it is effective against flus and the, as we know so far, maybe the coronavirus as well. But there's more basic things we can do. And as locksmiths or anybody who's out in the public, there's a couple things you should do. And you hear this all the time for flu season, and it makes no difference now that we have a potential pandemic of coronavirus. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your eyes. Don't touch your mouth. Hygiene. It's especially important in the flu season or any type of disease. So get yourself, now it's harder and harder to get, but there's still lots of no-name hand sanitizers, soap and water. Wash your hands after in public. If you can, when you're filling it with gas, nowadays it's mostly self-serve. Wear gloves, and when you finish, throw the gloves away. They're very inexpensive per box. Wash your doorknobs on the house. If you go to a job, wear some gloves. We're touching doorknobs and locks all the time. We're going into public buildings. Be very, very aware of where your hands touch and don't touch your face, and clean your hands. Wash your hands. Soap and water. There's lots of soap out there. Or use the hand sanitizers in your service truck. Carry one on this. Have the kids carrying them. My friends, I say, hey, get this, wash your hands. Now, when we get to the next level, okay, the most important thing is probably for sick people to wear a mask. Unless they're coughing in your face, you're doing okay on most flus and most diseases. If they're coughing on you, you got some trouble here. So N95 mask is the minimum. Yes, there's N99s. Yes, there's respirators. Yes, there's Scott air packs. There's all sorts of things. But we're talking basic stuff, basic hygiene. And if you're around with people like public transit and people are sick and coughing, first of all, get away from them. Second of all, put a mask on you. We can still get, it's harder and harder to get, but just shows you what happens when there's fear. You cannot buy the 3M is the best product. The 3M is made in America. It's N95. It's certified as the NOSH and all the other things. And actually the World Health Organization, WHO, recommends the 3M N95. There's other ones. This is a made in Taiwan version. In theory, it's N95. I wouldn't really trust anything from anywhere else except for North America. This has been it is hit the standards. It's a private label. What we're finding on some of the private label stuff, it's actually made in the 3M factory and they just private label it. So if you can find it made in America, that's the best. 3M is the best. And again, this is basic stuff. N95 mask, put it on. Some of them have a little, the cheaper ones are just the plain mask, fit it. More expensive ones have a little purge valve. They're great because if you're wearing them long term, one of the problems is we can, as humans, we can suck air in, but pushing it out, if it has a little purge valve, it's less hard on your heart and lungs. It's better for you to have a little purge valve. But the plain masks do okay. If you're going to be into it longer, then you're into get a purge valve. And there's some, now if you're really, and this is not what this video is about, we're not about, you're going into the hospital settings, you're going into a biohazard area. Yes, that's another whole video in itself. This is basics. Locksmiths out and about doing our job, trying to make money during a crisis, or when you have to go to some of the seniors' homes. I remember during SARS, we were actually installing deadbolts on all the exterior doors so they could lock down the area where they were putting SARS people. And the biggest people who died during SARS, one of the statistical anomalies, was healthcare workers. They were the ones getting, the dying the most was healthy healthcare workers. So we're at the tip of the iceberg here. Try to get what you can, stay clean, wash your hands. If you have to go into a hospital environment, there's a whole different thing you should be doing. Take a look at the masks. What I kind of like is, these, I got these for the kids and everything. They like them because they're cool. But it's basically the neoprene and and I have a replaceable carbon filters. These are N95. The problem is they're made offshore. They're not, when you get a crisis going on, you really want made in America, made in Canada, made in Europe, made in Australia. You want the good stuff. But if you can't get it, you got to make do with what you have. We'll have another video on making do. But these masks are N95. They got the purge valves, replaceable. I'm not talking full germ warfare and that sort of thing. Wash your hands. Doorknobs are filthy. Filling up your gas. Wear gloves. Anything you're touching public, wear gloves. Clean yourself. And the other flip side is when I come home, I take off my clothes and I put them all in the laundry basket, and I have my inside clothes and I have my outside clothes. So right at almost at the door, I just walk in the laundry room. I take off my stuff. I've been outside in public. Take off my clothes. I don't even take my shoes through the house. The shoes stay outside. And basically, I throw everything in the laundry and I put on my house clothes for going around. And I wash my hands as much as possible. And every time I touch anything public, and again, I'm trying to be careful, not touch stuff, but I have my Perel. I got my other hand sanitizers. And this is the new one. This one's supposed to be like the one that knocks everything out. These are pretty effective. We actually do some work in the healthcare industry, so we've got some heavy duty stuff. Be safe, try to get what you can, and right now it's very difficult to get the 3M equipment. A lot of it is sold out. It's difficult to get to the Perel as well, but there's a lot of other off-brands available. Good luck, stay tuned. We're going to have more videos on this, and Locksmiths, be safe, and everybody else, be safe as well. Have a good day. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. Also, visit my website, and you can see what online locksmith training I have for beginners, intermediate, and advanced, as well as my covert methods of entry and my non-destructive methods of entry.